You're new to SVU. We don't blame victims here. Reagan, it's not going to be easy. But you survived the assault. And you're going to survive this.
You've said that before, too, haven't you?
I have. Because it's true.
How do you know?
Because I did. So if you ever want or need to talk, I'm here.
I know.
It's gonna be okay.
Before Jim with my first husband, Evangeline saw and heard things. He'd hit me, but what was worse is what he'd say. That Evangeline was gonna grow up to be a whore, just like her mother.
I'm sorry.
He's been dead 5 years. I can still see his face, hear his voice. Jim's not like that. He's kind, a good man. A single mother with a 9-year-old daughter. He adopted her. He adored her. He was always so affectionate with her.
Tammy. You heard your daughter. I didn't put those words in her mouth.
Even if the DNA shows that the baby is Jim's, it's unique DNA. It's created a conception, I mean, DNA that's never been on this earth before and never will be again. It's a miracle. I can never agree to an abortion.
That decision is out of your hands. But you do have a choice to make. You can believe your daughter and leave Jim. Or you can choose Jim, and Evangeline will grow up in foster care until she's 18 years old.
You locked him up. I am dependent on Leon. He supports us. How are we supposed to get by?
You're gonna find your way, Joelle. You know, my experience is that women are stronger than men.
I'm stronger than him. Then you should have minded your own business.
You know, this wasn't just about protecting you, Joelle. If Leon came back, you could be in a grave. Leon would be in a cell. And that little boy Andre would be alone.
Mom! Mom, come on!
I heard you got bloodied today.
Did Rollins tell you that? It's more like slaughter.
Wow. You're still here.
I read my resignation letter. I want to lose this case. Mr. Deed already knows she had his spies in the courtroom. I'm done.
Carisi, you're not a quitter. No. No, it was your first day in court. You got knocked down, so you get back up again.
What if I'm not cut out for this? You know what the worst part is? I didn't protect Monica.
Hold on a second. Listen to me.
Should have objected more. But, you know, if you object too much, then the jury thinks that the witness is hiding something, so I didn't know what to do, and I just left her alone up there, a target.
And Monica is a lot tougher than you think.
Every aspect, every moment of her life, open to dissection. While Markevius Ryan, he's just sitting over there. He's smiling on the sidelines. She said it herself, Liv. It's not fair.
So use that.
Figure out a way to get him into the game.
Be clear. My client is here to discuss the events leading up to the tragedy, but nothing she says will prevent her from claiming self-defense.
And we understand. And we're here because we want to help you.
Too late.
Something triggered you. Was it about your father?
Esperanza, you have to give the jury a reason to understand how we got here.
I'm not gonna talk about him. I'm a fighter. Kill weak.
Telling your story isn't weak. And whatever happened to you doesn't define you.
For now, it's just us. We can keep it a secret if you want. No one ever has to know.
Jesus.
What?
That's what he whispered. And he crawled into my bed.
Your father.
Santos was a mean drunk when I was little. At night, I hear his footsteps, and that's how I knew he was coming for me.
Coming for you.
He'd get under my covers, move on top of me, hold me down. Eventually, I just gave in.
And Romeo knew about this?
First time I met him, I told him I needed to protect myself. Took one look at Santos. He knew why.
Esperanza, what did Romeo do when you confronted him about Cammy?
First, he called me a liar. And then he said, "You're just jealous because I never wanted your Bobby sloppy seconds." I should have known. And I should have protected Cammy.
Like you should have protected your sister.
Your father got to her too, huh?
What do you know about Graciela? You talked to her?
Graciela's alive?
As far as I know,
And when was the last time you saw her?
2 years ago. Panhandling to the Port Authority. I gave everything I had. Made a promise to call me, but she never did.
Tul has been arrested, and now my husband keeps asking me not to stop if I cheated on him.
Lena, you didn't do anything wrong. You were assaulted.
Yeah, but I swore to him nothing happened.
If we tell him that you weren't the only one, that you and the other women were forced, you had to.
But even if he does believe me, he's always gonna be thinking about it. I have to get everything ready for Sebastian and maybe before their mother comes home.
Would it help if I talked to him with you?
No! He's already going crazy with jealousy. He's checking my text message. He's following me
You
around.
sound like you're afraid of him. Lena, did he do this to you? Okay, listen to me. There's another option. Okay, you don't have to stay married to Joe. You are the victim of a crime, and we can get you a U visa.
So if I leave him, I can stay in this country?
Yes. If you testify against O'Toole.
But my husband's a good man, but he already doesn't believe me. can't live like this anymore. I'll testify.
Bobby took a plea. He'll do at least 7 years, and Vinay does 5.
And my old friend, Melanie?
There was no case without her.
So she walks. Was it just about the money?
For the men, yes. But for her,
I could have been a better friend. I've been thinking about it. When you arrested me, I thought it was karma. I've burned a lot of bridges in my time. Now I burned my whole house down.
you know what happens when your house burns down. You get a clear view of the sky.
You caught him?
Them. So Luke, the man who assaulted you, will do 10 years. And Ash, the man who drugged you, will do 2.
That's all?
He cooperated with our investigation, gave up other rapists. And technically, whatever drugs he used, we can't prove they're even controlled substances.
They should be. Look at what happened to my daughter.
Unfortunately, at the moment, criminals and the drugs they use, it's very hard for the law to keep up with them.
I don't know if I'll be up for it. That I want to get strong enough to make a statement at sentencing. They thought of me as just this thing to experiment on. I want them to know I'm a human being, that I matter.
And you're going to get there. And we will be by your side the whole time.